it's a little complicated, but I think you can handle it. It's grad school. Uh, Most of you probably have a YouTube account. If you don't, they're free. There is a place in the settings or setup for your YouTube account where you can click longer than, I don't know, 30 minutes or whatever is allowed. You want to click that because everything you're going to upload for classes is going to be about 30 to 45 minutes. That's also free. You just have to tell YouTube that you're going to be uploading longer videos. When you do upload a video, do not make it private or I won't be able to watch it. Only you could watch it. And I'd like to watch your videos in class with everybody if we have time. So if you don't want the world to see it, you can make it unlisted, and then nobody will know it's there unless you give them the link, or you can make it public. Either one, whichever you prefer. Just don't make it private. So I do have sample videos up for Freud and for a couple of other theories that you can watch to see what they're like. What did other students do? Okay, they're not perfect. They're just student videos, but they were good enough to get an A, and I thought they did a good job. So this week you can watch the student video on Freud, and the videos, there's 3 parts to each video. And the first part is the case history of your client. And you're not going to be with your client. One of you is just going to describe the case history. What happened in their past? What happened with their parents? What happened in a relationship? What brought them to therapy? So that's the first part. The second part is when you're actually going to have a counseling session with the client. So basically, it's not going to be your first session because I don't want you to just get to know the client. You've already told me about the case history. We're going to think it's the second or third session. And I want you to pretend that you are the theorist that you're assigned. And your client, remember, your client's going to be some character. You can pick a character from a movie, a comic book, a television show, a novel, anything like that. People pick Disney characters or superheroes like Batman. He has some issues, or, the only reason I have you do this is it gives you something to work with. You know a little bit about them already. And, most main characters have some issue. The only caution I would have for you is don't pick a character from a movie where the movie is about counseling or psychology. Okay. Sometimes they have the right diagnosis. Other times they have the wrong diagnosis, like Girl Interrupted, wrong diagnosis. So pick a character that's not already in therapy in the movie. All right. They could have a previous diagnosis like the Joker. Okay. But, don't pick something that takes place in therapy. Other than that, it's pretty much, freedom of who you choose. Their backstory. When you're in the second part of the video, and you're in the counseling session with them, and one of you plays the therapist with the theorist that you're assigned, and the other person plays the character that you've chosen, then I should know, or anybody, the class should be able to guess what theory you're using just by watching the video. So there should be a distinct method to your therapy where you're using certain language, where you're using at least 2 techniques, you know, and we should be able to tell, obviously, what theory you're using. Another caution is simply, try to use as much of the theory as you can demonstrate in that session, and don't basically say, okay, next time we're going to do such and such, and that's where most of the theory takes place. Use the good techniques in your session, demonstrate them with your client. All right, that should be the longest part of your video. In the syllabus, I think I even recommended times for each section. And in the third section, the other person is going to, so you have one person introducing the case, you have both people in the middle being client and therapist, and then the other person is going to wrap it up. And in the third section, you're basically going to review how the theory was used in the session. So you're going to give a recap, but you're going to point out, this is how a certain technique was used. This is how a certain issue was addressed by this theory. So you're going to kind of give us the answers, describe what happened in your session. And so that's pretty much it. What I found is the best way, even if you're face-to-face recording this, is get with your partner, practice it without even recording it. That's the main thing. I have a lot of students that don't run through it. They just record it and they upload it and they don't even watch it. But this might take 2 or 3 times for each section to record it, to get it right. You have total control over this assignment. You can redo it 100 times until you get it right. So, the worst thing is to think, oh, well, I don't really like it. I missed some things, but maybe Grafton will give me credit for it. Don't do that. I don't want to be that guy that says, you got to re-record it. Don't make me that guy. So, you'll know whether you did a good and thorough job covering the theory. Don't just read from the screen on your computer, rehearse it a little bit. And don't just wing it either. Practice it with your partner. And make sure the dialogue, you work on it together. So, the best way to do this is, and you'll see in the sample, is I would just use Zoom with your partner. That way, you could have one person filling up the first screen, and then you'll have both faces side by side. Then you'll have the other person on the last screen. And it's just an easy way to do it. And most of you by now probably know how to use Zoom. So you should feel a little comfortable with that recording method. Record it onto your computer, and most of the computers save it under Documents, under Zoom, and it's the file that's MP4. And I would rename it, whatever you want to call it. You have the option. You can record all 3 back to back in one video, or You can record it in 3 videos, 1, 2, and 3 for the 3 different sections. It's smoother if you do it all at once, but if you do it in 3 different takes, if you mess up one of them, you don't have to redo all of them. You can just redo that one. And so if you do them in 3 different sections, name the sections 1, 2, and 3. And then log on to YouTube and upload them to YouTube and get the shareable link, the link to the YouTube video, or 3 links if you do all 3, and put them in a Word document. Hit enter after each link so it turns blue, so it's an active link. Save the Word document as your 2 names, and the you might call it like video project theories and your 2 names. Save that Word document and put that Word document under week 1 under class presentation video. There's a Dropbox. And that's the procedure. Like I said, I tried to find samples for each theory. If, for example, like nobody's going to do Freud, I posted a sample, we're doing Freud today, nobody even has the assignment yet. So, but let's say you'd like to watch a video and I didn't open that week on D2L, but you'd like to watch the video. I have a lot of my lectures that are pre-recorded already saved on my YouTube channel. So even though that week is not open in D2L for you to watch my lecture, you can just go to my YouTube channel, Grafton Eliason, and maybe type in the theory name or something, do a search in my channel, and watch my lecture on it. Even if it's like at the end of the semester and you want to start now. So you can see all my lectures right now, and not even for just for this class. You can watch all my classes. Let's say you want to take grief and loss, but you can't get into it in the winter. You can take my whole grief and loss class for free on my YouTube channel. You just won't get credit for it. So, all right. So first of all, any questions about the process or kind of what's expected for the video? Like I said, you can watch a sample video. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to stop recording and we're going to choose based